everyone. Good morning and welcome to AP on Play. Today we are featuring a local entrepreneur, Mira Bedi, who has a store in downtown Birmingham. I've got lots of questions for you, Mira, but
Okay.
before we get started, let's hear a little bit about your background.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Anjali, for having me here today. My background, well, actually, like a lot of people that we know, was supposed to be a doctor and then changed my path into the world of fashion. I went to India for college, which wasn't planned. Anyway, long story. I was in the corporate environment for quite some time with companies like Von Maur, Victoria's Secret, Kmart headquarters were the three main ones. Before I started my own business, which actually this is my 20-year anniversary. So for 20 years, 20 years ago, I launched my business out of my home, actually. And for 17 years, I did it in my home, had a little store that was set up in my home, and then 3 years ago, opened up the shop.
Amazing. So I've been to your store. So Mira owns a store, runs a store in downtown Birmingham, and I would describe it as high-end Indian fashion. How would you describe it?
So I feel like sometimes there's that connotation of when we say high-end, the prices go up. And I've actually had people walk in and say, you need to raise your prices because they're too low. But I would definitely say high-end in the fashion sense. And I do a little bit of everything. I don't just do Indian clothes, but if somebody wanted to have like just a dress to wear to a graduation party or mother of the bride. So everything from white wedding gowns to Indian wedding gowns to just everyday wear, men's, kids, jewelry, a little bit of everything.
And so how did we get this idea 20 years ago?
Well, I think it was something that was embedded in me from day I was born. That's what my relatives tell me. But when I was in college, I decided that one day I had to have my own little store. I never thought it was going to be 20 years in the making and 17 years out of home, but it worked out quite well because I had four little children.
Right.
They're all grown up now, so I was able to dictate my own time and do it. And then when it was all about timing and finding that right store front, so to say. And when I came across this one, it just felt like this is it. This is the one I've been waiting for. Great, street presence, an amazing little location in Birmingham, lots of parking available, and then it just kind of magically happened.
So let's go back in time to those first very scary months when you've launched your business out of your home.
Yeah.
How did you get your orders? How did you get your inventory? How did you build the infrastructure?
So I launched with a really big fashion show.
Okay.
To kind of get the name out there. I did a lot of advertising just to launch. But in all honestly, it kind of spread by word of mouth. Working with one client to another and doing custom making, which I think is kind of my little specialty. We can pretty much, my team, I can't even take full credit. I design, but they make, and I have amazing manufacturing teams as well as my curators and my sourcing people. So we are able to custom make anything that anybody would want, like I said, from Indian to non. So those first months, I think they were more exciting than nerve-wracking.
Okay.
Because it's something that I've always wanted to do. So it was just one of those excitement moments of I'm finally doing it. And I truly don't think I was nervous. I don't know why. Maybe because I had 4 little kids to take up that nervous energy of mine. But all my manufacturing and inventory all comes from India.
Okay.
Kind of all over India.
Mm-hmm.
I have narrowed it down in the 20 years of finding those best people to work with and manufacture for me, as well as vendors that I curate merchandise from. Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Madras, Delhi. So a little bit from everywhere,
So how would it work? Let's say I want you to make me something for my son's high school graduation.
Okay.
So how does that work? I just walk in and then what happens?
So you walk in, we'll talk about colors, what's the style that you want. I take all your measurements. If it's something that's like a out-of-the-box style, we'll get a dummy fit sample sent in to make sure it's exactly the way you want it. and then the production would happen. If it's something elaborate, we will show you pictures along the way, because I never want a client to have any surprise element to it.
Right.
So every step of the way, you see the evolution of your dress, and it sometimes is like a co-creation. So it works out really well. And
This sounds cool.
it really is.
Yeah, special.
It is. It makes it very special.
Yeah.
Even if someone comes to me and says, I want you to make this, they have a Pinterest picture, an Instagram, or a couture designer that they don't want to spend goobers of money on.
Yeah.
It still becomes yours, because in the process, something changes that you want to make it more you, something that suits your body or the color element that suits you. And then in the end, it's this evolution of a style that's just made for you.
That is neat. Did you do any market research? How did you know this was going to fly? Or did you not?
To be
just
very
thought?
honest, I think it was just gut. I felt like this is something that's needed. It's something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're so passionate about something that you want to do, you can make it a success. Don't ever give up on that dream, whatever it is. It'll be successful. You just have to believe in yourself.
And so so you were in your home in Bloomfield Hills for 17 years.
Yep.
And then tell us about the journey to finding space, and a big transition, right? Especially for a small business owner.
Now that was scary.
Yeah, I bet. How did you even find space?
So 17 years ago, I was in West Bloomfield.
Oh, okay.
And then we moved to Bloomfield Hills.
Okay.
And I moved from one home to another home. The store moved along with me. So that whole process was fine. Finding that space, when I was actually just dating my husband, and I traveled, with him, we would go out. I always loved Birmingham. And I felt like, hey, we have this missing element here, and at that time I was mainly doing Indian clothes. So when it came time, I would literally travel everywhere, from Northville to Troy to, Ferndale, Royal Oak, Birmingham,
Yeah.
wherever that magical place was going to be. But I think my heart was always in Birmingham. There were many times I had found beautiful places, ready to sign on that dotted line, and something in the end, didn't work out, pull out, whatever it was, until this store came about. And it was street front. It had parking, which I think is a big thing, to find. It has amazing, little strip mall neighbors.
Yeah, tell the audience, where are you located?
So I'm at 554 North Old Woodward Avenue. I'm right across the street from Salvatore Scalapini,
Right.
Lux Restaurant. My neighbors are Lori Carble and Prima Piatti. Very, very centrally located. Where Farmers Market happens is the parking lot that's right next to the little strip mall that I'm in.
Which is great. Yeah.
Very nice, yes.
Yeah. So tell us about, so you walked into that space and you said, this is what I want?
So actually, I went to sign on another space further down in Birmingham.
Oh.
It was a boutique that I found. I always felt like, okay, I want Birmingham. I don't know if I can find street front that maybe I could afford. And this was in a lower level, but you had street front windows. And then on our way back home, we ran across this sign.
Because you were driving down Woodward. You were driving north on Woodward.
North on
Yes,
Woodward.
okay.
And I see the sign, and I said to my husband, wait, I didn't see this on our way there. Turn around. I need to get this number down. So I took a picture, and I said, I'm sure it's probably out of our range.
Yeah, it would seem.
And he's like, you don't know, let's call. And I called, the gentleman answered, and I said, I can't believe I missed this. He said, you didn't, I just put it up. So it was just one of those, it was one of those moments. And I said, well, I'm very interested. When can I come see it? This was 8:30 at night. He said, you can come tomorrow morning. And the rest is kind of history. It just was meant to be.
Did the landlord ask you about your business?
Yes, definitely.
I don't know, concern or enthusiasm, either way? I mean, just as as a female business owner, I like to know how you're being received in the marketplace.
Of course.
You know, in the real estate marketplace.
And I was so pleasantly surprised. And they did ask me, they're like, what business do you do? We don't like to overlap on businesses.
Oh,
you know,
sure,
because it's
yeah.
a little strip mall. It's, you know, they want to make sure that they're giving proper exposure to everybody,
Yeah, makes
right?
sense.
And I said, there's nothing like this over here. I'm an Indian-based business. I do non-Indian clothes. However, this is what I do, and they were very excited. They're like, this is something we don't have in all of Birmingham.
Right.
So we're so excited to have this. So, and we love the fact that you're a woman, and we, you know, a lot of the business owners in that little mall, although there are several male owners,
Yeah.
but a lot of them are women entrepreneurs, and they loved that I was doing something different, and it kind of fit into the mold.
That is very good. So you were
Yeah.
embraced by the Birmingham real estate market. That's great.
It was so nice.
That's
It was
very
so welcoming,
great.
and I
Yeah.
absolutely loved it. Yeah.
So did you have your inventory in your house that you then moved to your storefront, or did you get new inventory?
I totally got new inventory. I was not going to do that. I had a big, you know, closeout sale thing that I
wow.
did. And I, you know, started curating my collection. I designed several collections that were my own because I wanted to launch with collections that were my designs. I wanted to curate unique pieces when I did my grand opening. So,
And
yeah.
when was your grand opening?
It was on January 6th, 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, so already been 3 years, which is also like, I want to say last year, and it's like, no, it's been 3 years already.
Yeah, but you were saying offline that your inventory is taking over your space, that you could actually use more space now.
I have more than doubled what I started with. Wow. I feel like I'm ready to explode out of the store. So I've added so many new racks. I've doubled up all my shelves that I could for my jewelry. Kind of have gotten very, very creative on where to put more merchandise.
Yeah, because it is narrow.
Yes.
Yes.
It's narrow, but it's still a nice size, and I'm
Yeah.
able to still display everything without people like running into the shelves or running into the racks and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Is all your inventory from India?
It is. Every single piece is from India.
Wow. So do you have to go over there and look at the inventory yourself? And
So usually I go there about once a year.
Okay.
But there have been several years during COVID. Last year I hurt myself. So many times I'm not able to go over there. But
Yeah.
like I said, I have such amazing and dynamic people that I work with. And the world has become so small with our wonderful phones and, you know, ways to communicate, doing video calls, they send me pictures and videos for all my approvals, even my custom pieces. So I don't always have to go. However, I'm leaving in 2 days.
Yeah.
For my big 20-year fashion show collection that I'm in the process of making. So yeah, this year I am going. So
Now, how are you received in India? I think I'll go ahead and say this. I don't want to get in trouble, but I
No.
do think India is still very patriarchal, and I don't know how welcoming the culture in India is to female business owners. But you tell me, maybe I don't have an objective view.
I feel like India has evolved tremendously. I feel like if you see so many companies, whether it's a corporate environment in the IT world, in AI, in fashion, you are now seeing a lot more female entrepreneurs, female CEOs. There, in the last, I would say, probably decade plus, there's a lot more women that are in the forefront now.
Oh, wow.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for our culture, for our community, for the young women, you know, coming up. I think in our generation, when we were growing up, it was a little harder. But now that we're the adults,
Yes.
we're making sure that our children, it doesn't matter what, you know, what sex you are. You're going to flourish no matter what.
Yeah.
So I've been received exceptionally well. I love, again, I feel like I've been so blessed with the people that I work with. And I started with so many different vendors and so many different people, and it's just narrowed down to my close little family, although there's still a lot. And whether it's a male person that I work with or a female person that I work with, they're so excited when I'm coming.
Neat.
I get treated so well. It's like become a family.
Who are your vendors?
Well, I can't dive,
Okay. Well, is
let everybody know who my vendors are.
When you talk about a vendor, you're talking
Yeah.
about what is a vendor in your mind?
Okay, so my vendors are people that I curate my clothes from or my jewelry from. So there are different people and different businesses that exist already
Okay.
that I will handpick pieces from.
I see.
And then
Okay.
I curate that collection from a plethora of different vendors.
Okay.
Okay, whether they are small or big or whatever they might be, and whether they're from Mumbai or south of India, Ahmedabad, or any place. So I go to all the places to kind of pick and choose. Through the years, they've definitely figured out what I like and what's good for my
Yeah.
customers. Because I have a little bit of a niche. I do more of like that blended cultural vibe. We call it Indo-Western feel to it. So it's a little bit of a fusion style. That's kind of what I'm known for. So my people have really gotten to know what I like. When they send me pictures to even pick from the times that I don't go to India, I know exactly what I'm going to get, But my manufacturing team are people that I work with closely, where my sourcing person will go get the fabrics, and then the tailors and all are making and sewing and embroidering all the different designs and
I
collections
see.
that are
Okay.
created. Yeah, so
See,
it's a pretty long, intense process.
Yeah, and we know, so that's all the back end to what we see in the storefront.
100%.
We never think about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So a custom piece can take, there are times where we've done magic when someone has desperately needed something and
Yeah.
we've gotten it in a month. But I would say on an average between 2 to 4 months. If it's something really, really elaborate, it can take up to 6 months. But I would say the sweet spot is the 3-month timeline.
Okay. Now, what about your staff? Who worked for you when you were working out of your home, and now who do we have working for you at the store?
So I've kind of been a one-man show, especially from home. And whenever I've had like a fashion show or events, that's when I have so many great people that work for me. I do have, girls that work part-time for me.
Okay.
And that's been amazing. I'm in the process of trying to maybe have like a full-time person or like a store manager. That's evolving right now
Yeah.
to see, because I truly need the time to put into the creation part of it and
Right.
curate, the curation part of it. So
Right.
yeah.
We have very different fields, but we're very similar.
Yes.
Because I also started Lunch My Law from 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I wore every hat.
Yeah.
I did, I was my own secretary and my own court clerk, and the only thing I could not do was my bookkeeping.
Yeah.
Do you do your bookkeeping?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Okay.
I have been.
Well, that's good.
And
I
don't know.
said I can't handle these numbers.
Yes, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't want to handle them.
Yeah.
I want to have various different people doing everything. So that's the goal. We'll see. Maybe in a couple of years. My 5-year mark at my store will be like a whole entourage of a team working at the store. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, how long is your lease for here at your current location?
Well, it was 3 years.
Okay.
And I just signed up again. So
did?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This time I signed up for even longer. So let's see.
Now, tell us about the fashion shows, because this is very outside of my box.
Yeah.
Well, how do you get involved in the fashion shows? Do people reach out to you, or how does that all work?
It depends. It just depends if I'm working with other boutiques and we're doing a group fashion show, which we started during COVID time, because we're like, how do we still let people know we exist? We did like virtual shows together. When I'm doing my own shows, and I haven't done one in a very long time where it's just been my own show. I put on a really big production. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes, from picking the models to deciding on the collection to showcasing a huge range of different things that I do. So it might be a little bit different than let's say a show in New York Fashion Week or Paris Fashion Week, because
Yeah.
during those times, even in India, the designer is going to show a collection. It could be a color palette that they're doing, whether it's the color of the year. For me, I want to showcase that these are all the different styles that are trending right now. And in addition to that, I can also do these custom pieces, and I can also do the non-Indian pieces. So when I'm doing my fashion shows, I showcase probably between 6 to 10 per collection. So whether it's like if I'm going to show a non-Indian collection line, I'll show at least that many pieces so people get an idea that I can do a blazer, I can do pants, I can do a blouse, to a men's suit, to an Indian wedding gown,
right.
a tuxedo, whatever. There's, like I said, it's endless.
Yeah.
But to get a snippet of that, because you don't want to lose anyone's attention. So in 20 minutes, I want to show everything that we do.
What about trends in purchasing? Like you lived through COVID.
Yep.
Your business survived. What was happening in terms of what were people buying or not buying? And have we bounced back?
I think we've definitely bounced back.
Yeah.
I think people have just said, okay, you know what? It's a thing. It's going to be a part of our life, whether it's COVID, a flu, or something new.
Yeah.
We can't let that stop us.
Did you have were you at your home or at your storefront during COVID?
I was at home.
Okay.
Yep, I was
Yeah,
at home.
okay,
So
okay.
the store opened 3 years ago.
Okay. Okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
And luckily, we're kind of past COVID. But,
Yeah.
I think there could be other things that might come and hinder us too, right? Economy can drop or rise. I'm hopeful that this year we're back on the rise again.
Yeah.
And, weddings are going to happen, whether they're small
Yes.
or they're large.
Yeah.
In our community, our weddings, even if it's a smaller from a guest count, we still have multiple events.
Our community and weddings is just so over the top. Let's just say it. I mean, it's crazy.
It is absolutely
Insane.
amazing.
One might call it a 3-ring circus.
Right. It's there's so much fun.
Yeah,
I always
yeah.
tell everybody, if you've never gone to an Indian wedding, go.
Yeah.
Because it is an experience, basically, in itself. There's so many different events. Everything is so formal, beautifully done
Yes.
decor-wise. My sister-in-law is an event and wedding planner. She does...
Oh, over there isn't she in Farmington or
Nope,
Novi?
she's in Livonia.
Livonia. Okay, we've talked about
Mira
her.
Bedi,
Yeah.
and Utsav Planners is her business. So we work very close hand in hand,
wow.
and you'll see all this beautiful decorations and decor and ambiance that she puts on, and then the bridal party and the wedding party, and everybody comes in with the clothes. So we work very close hand in
nice.
hand together.
Yeah.
But with that said, as formal of a visual as we are, it's fun. It's lively.
Yeah.
There are kids possibly running around,
Yes.
and it's a very different feel. And there's a little bit of everything,
Yeah,
and now there's
that's
so
true.
many mixed marriages.
Right.
So to embrace all of that has just been so beautiful, right?
Yes.
We're doing a white wedding gown in the morning to a Indian wedding gown in the afternoon to the reception in the evening. So yes, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's just so much fun.
I was going to ask you, tariffs.
Yeah.
Now, I had a guest on last month, and I think I asked him to explain tariffs to me because
Right.
I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But does this affect your industry? And if so,
100%.
tell
It
us
has.
about it.
It has definitely impacted our industry. It's impacted the pricing, basically. The bottom line is pricing, right? But I just got good news today that he is decreasing the tariffs down to 18% from the 50%, I think it was, for India. So I'm super excited to hear that. I don't know, don't quote me on the numbers.
Yeah.
But this is just what I heard, and I just heard it today. So I think that will be, that will definitely help the scare that everyone's gotten of the prices are going to go up substantially.
So, do you pay a tariff on the products you bring to America?
Every
is that what
single
that's
piece
what a tariff
would get.
is? Okay.
Yep. It's just
Okay,
being
okay.
like a shipping cost.
Yes,
Now this is an
okay.
added cost.
Okay.
From the two different countries doing business together. So if
Okay.
you want to bring anything from
Yeah.
India, we're going to be charged X amount
Okay,
of dollars over and above what we would have normally paid.
Okay.
So that 50% was quite significant.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And that would
Yeah.
impact the pricing a lot. But if it's changing and decreasing substantially, then, I think we have to embrace it. It is what it is. If that's what the world is going to be.
And I don't have the knowledge to intelligently discuss why tariffs are in place and whether they're good or bad. So I won't even go there. But you were talking. I said, I bet because a tariff for me, of course, I might encounter something in my personal life, but in the practice of law, it's just this idea out there that doesn't affect me.
Sure.
But for a merchant like yourself,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's a part of life, and I think like when you see the taxes go up in your state,
right,
or like the stamp prices going up, right, from little to big.
Yes.
In the end, we have to embrace it. So whatever it is, we will move forward with it, and we'll take it. We'll still give the best value to the ability that we can, and I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. Let's tell us the name of your store and where that name came from.
I'm so glad you asked me that, because that's probably my favorite. So Chrysalis Couture is the name of my business. Chrysalis was the name of my fashion show in school for fashion. And since then, we're going back many, many years. Since then, I loved the name, and I absolutely loved the meaning. I'm all about meanings with every name that exists in my life. And Chrysalis is the metamorphosis and the transformation of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly.
I don't think I even knew that. Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And many, many years ago in school, we studied that. Who's going to remember that today?
Yeah, right.
But for whatever reason, it sounds to me so beautiful, and the meaning is so perfect. Hence I came up with my tagline of "Emerge the Beautiful You." Yeah. So that's how the name Chrysalis came about. When I was opening the store, I had a lot of clients and friends that said it should be Mira. It should be Mira.
I know, because Mira is a super cool name.
Oh, thank you.
It's like Madonna or Melania.
Let's not maybe go that far, but I love you for saying that. I think a lot of people said that people know your business by Mira or Mira Bedi or Chrysalis. So you need to have your name. So very last second, before my sign was going to be made, I called up the signage company. I said, can you add by Mira? So now it's Chrysalis Couture by Mira. And that's how Mira came into the play with the name, but Chrysalis is the name.
What kind of foot traffic do you get well, let's start with your hours and how let's start with your hours and how people can reach you.
So people can obviously DM us on Instagram. Our Instagram is Chrysalis Couture MI. And they can always call me, text me on my phone number. And that's also via the DMing. You can always do that. If you don't have the number, it's on Google. My store hour, I'm closed on Monday and Tuesdays.
Okay.
I'm open Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 6, and Sunday, 12 to 5. But of course, if there are special needs, or you can only make it on a Monday or Tuesday or in an evening time.
That's what I wanted to, remind the audience, because I know you basically work around, you're like me.
Yes.
So whenever the client can get in, that's when you get in.
If you can come at 8 o'clock, just text me, and we will schedule the appointment that way. I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
And that kind of happens all the time, so that's completely fine. I know people work during the daytime.
Right.
So anytime that works, I'm happy to accommodate.
Mira, you have 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys. Do your daughters work in the store? Or are they not so interested?
Actually, they all have their own interests, and it doesn't necessarily align into the fashion world for their professional lives. But all 4 are very, very fashionable people. All 4 have actually worked at the store.
I shouldn't have excluded your sons. My bad.
No,
my bad.
I mean, sometimes the girls have been at school and the boys are home. They're like, Mom, I'll watch the store because for some reason I've had to travel or whatever the reason might be. Then they're at the store working at the store for me. So, it's a family affair, right? My husband's actually had to sit at the store sometimes, and, as have my sister-in-laws.
I think I sent my nephew down there because I was hoping he could work for you.
But, yes, absolutely.
Because he lives not far from the store.
Yeah, it'd be great.
So how many workers do you have right now on your payroll?
Right now, I have 4 different people. 1 who does my Instagram, 3 who come into the store in and out. 1 of the 3 who is more like the part-time person.
Okay.
And then the two, they're kind of like whenever I need them, they are there for me. Like I'm gone to India for 3 weeks.
I know. I was going to say, is it stressful then when you're gone?
I mean, I feel like they're all so great.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. And if they ever need me, they can easily just call me, text me, you know.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It works out quite well. Yeah.
Okay.
And if something happens, because life happens, then I have to shut it down. So it's always posted on my Instagram.
Once in a while. I think you closed early for my holiday party.
I did.
So that was special.
It was very nice. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So let's talk about maybe like your 1-year vision and your 5-year vision.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the 1 year is going to be very easy because this is a big monumental year.
Yes.
As I mentioned, it's my 20-year anniversary since I launched.
Yes.
So there's a lot of newness that I'm bringing in. I just started Moments with Mira, so that's going to be a once a month little stint that I do.
Oh, what is this?
So I just started this, posted my first one on my Instagram, and it was about the color of the year and the color trends and things like that. That was my first one.
Oh,
Throughout the
neat.
year, I'll have many, many different things that I'll engage in, whether it's fashion or how to measure or draping a sari. Many requests for these different things that have come in.
Yeah.
So that'll kind of be the Moments with Mira. Then I have another little segment that will also be once a month, and that's going to be either coffee or champagne at Chrysalis. So that's when I may go to visit different companies, different organizations. It could be anything, not just fashion related, and basically bring back how does it relate to fashion or does it not? Because I think people want to know what's going on in the community as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so these are 2 different things that I'm trying out this year. I'm going to see how things go. The first one ends up being a champagne with Chrysalis, and that's going to be coming out next week.
Very fun.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's going to be exciting.
It's cool to get the community out.
It is.
And involved. Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And I'm a people person, so I need that interaction.
Yeah.
So that, and then when I started, I did sip and shops, and that I did in the evening for you and your friends, and you would just come over after store hours, and it would be a lot of people who don't know that I exist. So you know me and your friends don't. Bring them over, and we'll just have champagne and some hors d'oeuvres, and people will just get to know that I exist, what I do, what I can do for them. If people want to shop, great. If people just want to look around, no worries. Yeah. It's just a fun little evening.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm bringing that back. And then there's going to be many, many reveals coming out. So again, I'm all
Very
about
exciting.
Like surprises and things. So get ready because it's a big year, like I said. So
this is awesome. Yeah. I'm so happy to feature a local entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Mira and I met last fall on the campaign trail.
We did, which is so exciting.
That was
and I'm
super
so
fun.
Proud of you. You also stepped outside of your box, and in all of our eyes, you were definitely a winner. And I know we have lots to see with you in the future.
Well, you're sweet. Thank you. We're gonna feature some of your inventory. You're gonna send us pictures, and we're gonna put it on the show.
Okay.
And tell us the name of your store again and the location.
Yep, it's Chrysalis Couture by Mira. It's in Birmingham, please visit us on our Instagram. Come just check out the store. Would love to just meet you, and definitely mention that you saw me here with Anjali.
Yes. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to AP on Play. We will see you next time.